Hello everyone! This is Remlays from 40k Theories, and welcome to the April 2022 edition of the Patreon Q&A sessions. As always, if you would like your questions answered, then click the link in the video description below and help support the channel by becoming a patron. Also, I apologise if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I've been really ill as of late, I'm sorry. But without further ado, let's jump into the questions. Samurai of the Emperor asks, do monkeys still exist in 40k? The implication is that monkeys have long since gone extinct. This is supported by the fact that... oh god, what's the story? I can't remember the name of the story off the top of my head, but there was a story where the Adeptus Mechanicus, or possibly even the Mechanicum, uncovered the remains of ancient fossilized monkeys and thought that their tails were used in a manner similar to a scorpion. So instead of being used as a prehensile limb to hang from trees, they were used to deliver doses of deadly venom. So because the Mechanicus had no idea of what a monkey's tail was for, this would imply that they have been extinct for a very long time at this point. Brent Feast asks, if a genestealer infects a beastman, would he go bald everywhere like some kind of horrific bipedal naked mole rat? The beastman himself wouldn't, no, but their hybrid offspring will, because genestealer hybrids are universally bald. But yeah, the infected beastman itself, however, would not go bald. You've mentioned that genestealer cults that worship chaos exist. Do we know if the Shadow in the Warp interferes at all with their ability to interact with the Dark Gods and their demons when this happens? As far as I'm aware, it's never been touched upon as to what happens when a Chaos genestealer cult comes into contact with the Shadow in the Warp or the Hive Mind or anything like that. At least not to my knowledge. If anyone actually does have a source that does detail this, please leave a comment down below. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? No. Voice of the Emperor asks, when did Caiaphas Kane die? As far as I'm aware, he was presumed dead sometime around M42. So if I had to guess, he probably died sometime after the events of the Plague Wars. Griffin of Might asks, what Loyalist chapter would be most like the Doomslayer as a chapter, aside from the Grey Knights? I know fuck all about modern Doom's lore, so I'm just going to go ahead and say Flesh Terrors. Is it possible a new abhuman strain of humanity could still be discovered in the setting, and how would the Imperium react pre and post Guilliman's return? Oh, it's entirely possible a new strain could be discovered, absolutely. The galaxy is a very big place after all. As to how they'd react the same both times. They'd go, is the genome stable? Are they still recognizably human? If yes to both questions, they will be tolerated, with luck. If not, then they'll be set on fire. Has there been any lore showing how the return of Guilliman has affected the abhuman populations? Not to my knowledge, no. The closest we have is in regards to beastmen, and that they're being, victims of persecution, like even more so as of late, and that they're in danger of losing their abhuman status. But whether that's the result of Guilliman's return or just a result of, chaos becoming more widespread thanks to the Great Rift, it's another matter entirely. So, as far as I'm aware, Guilliman's return has done absolutely nothing for abhumans. Pentadeuce asks, is it possible to create clone Astartes reliably enough to create a clone army of Space Marines? As far as I'm aware, no, not really. I mean, don't get me wrong, clone Space Marines, have been known to exist. I think that Honsu of the Iron Warriors is himself technically a clone. But to do so reliably, to mass produce them, I don't really think that's possible. And in either case, there's kind of a stigma to cloning technology in the Imperium, like it's seen as pretty much being borderline heretical. The only chapter I can imagine using cloning, en masse to make troops, will be one that's effectively borderline heretical as it is. So I'm gonna have to say no on this one. How much does Belisarius Core know about the Emperor's experiments? How to make Custodians, Thunder Warriors, Primarchs, the Webway, the Golden Throne, etc.? I imagine that Core knows a bit about the Thunder Warrior project purely because that it was the precursor to the Space Marine project and it's probably based on the same framework, so he probably knows, at the very least, a small amount in regards to that. Custodians he probably doesn't, considering there's like literally only 2 or 3 people in the entire galaxy, one of them being the Emperor himself most likely, who know how to make Custodians, so I don't think Core will be one of them because it's such a heavily guarded secret. And considering that hardly anyone trusts Core to begin with at this point, with even Gilman saying, yeah, I'm basically tolerating you out of convenience more than anything else, I doubt that anyone would give him the secrets to making Custodians. As for the Web Way or the Golden Throne, I would imagine he doesn't know too much, if anything, in regards to it. If I had to guess and say he knew about one of them, he'd probably know a little bit about the Web Way project, but even then, how much would he really know? Because it was nowhere near his level of expertise, so I would imagine he doesn't, know much, if anything, but that's just my guess in any case. Warrior of Virtue asks, what happened to your insert series name here? The reason I'm saying insert series name here because there's a few series on my channel that have since been unlisted. Now the reason why I've unlisted a few series on my channel is mainly because I'm not happy with the content. Like looking back on it, I thought it was either crap or cringy or both, There's a few series like that, and long-term viewers of the channel will be well aware of these series. I apologize if you actually enjoyed them. I don't see how anyone could because they were shit. Self-deprecation, gotta laugh at that. I might make these older videos available for Patreon supporters or something like that in future. I'm undecided, but yeah, it's mainly because I'm just not happy with the content, or it's stuff that just doesn't fit with the theme of the channel anymore, that kind of thing. It's just stuff that I just generally am not happy with, so that's why. Zero Hits asks, do you think that Felinids should get more to their official lore, or should they remain as a vague curiosity? It would be nice to have at least some confirmation as to what the hell they actually are. Are they furries? Are they Nikos? Are they Wookiees? I don't know, just give us some damn confirmation in that regard, please. Thank you. And finally, the Evil Scotsman asks, if Sanguinius were to return, how do you think he'd react to the current Imperium? He'd probably react the same way Guilliman did, i.e., what the actual fuck have you guys done to the Imperium? It's so shit that it would have been better if Horus just burned everything to the ground. That's literally what Guilliman thought after he finished beating the Shadows and Chaos Space Marines after he was brought back. He thought the Imperium was such a shithole, he hated it. And it's like everything's turned so fucking zealously religious and backward and primitive and superstitious. It's like we were spreading the imperial truth, science and reason and logic, and now you've just gone to superstitious madness. What the fuck, guys? I'm gone for 10,000 years and this is what you do? Jesus Christ. And because Sanguinius was shown to be more emotional than Guilliman, he'd probably react even more unfavourably to the changes wrought upon the Imperium itself. Would this spur him on to turn against the Imperium? Probably not, because he's a good boy, but at the very least he'd be incredibly pissed about it. And that concludes this edition of the Patreon Q&A sessions. As always, if you would like your questions answered, then click the link in the video description below and help support the channel by becoming a patron. Until next time, this has been Remlays from 40k Theories, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye!